Is it wrong for a black woman or black man to date outside their race? And also, can a white man or white woman truly love a black man or woman? And vice versa. Can a black man or black woman truly love a white man or woman? Does the race of a person matter if they truly love one another? All right? Sister Sharon.
Well, I think it is possible for people outside of their race to love one another. I think the issue comes in with maybe understanding background, the way each person is raised.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the black man, whether a woman of another race will understand him,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. I would like to know, like, why can't the black man find a black woman, you know, that's compatible for him?
Many people choose to go outside of themselves, but I don't see a great success rate in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't produce what we need to produce for ourselves as a culture and people.
You know, love knows no boundary. And so, you know, in my experiences, I've dated black as well as a white man. I think it's a matter of love. And I don't think that color should be an issue. I see interracial couples all the time. I don't have no judgments about that. I've seen black men with white women, black women with white men, Asians, Hispanic. I think it's a matter of the heart. I don't
Get out
think
the
it's
racism mentality of it, because that's all what it basically is. That's all what it basically is. We can get just like, and there may be some hang-ups because of the fact that because of the color of our skin. It's going to be hard. Say for instance, if we know someone that dates outside their race, their mindset's going to be totally different. It's going to be kind of screwed up because they don't know how to take it. See, we could do it amongst each other because we're the same race.
We're talking about dating outside your race, but we don't even know who we are. We have to teach our children who they are before we can try to tell them what they need to do.
Now, you know what the sister said has been really going on in the news. If you really watch the news and watch the so-called celebrities in this land, one in particular, what's the brother name that's the light-skinned brother with the green eyes? He was married to a white woman, got a divorce. And then that divorce process, a lot of times he came out and said in the court that she was calling him nigger a lot. And the same thing. And that has happened to a lot of so-called influential black males in this land called America who have dated outside their race, and they come to find out that they ended up horribly and bad things happen. All right?
Well,
Now, real fast, let me go to the next set of questions because we got some more tables to go around, some more questions for the panel, all right? Go ahead, sis.
well, I just wanted to say that what makes us unique is our differences. So when we start putting everything in the pot, we're no longer unique. We're just like everybody else. And I'm sorry, I don't want my son and my daughter.
Y'all don't mind, but I got the clap for that.
I'm
sorry. I got the clap.
I don't want my son
So damn true.
to be like Tommy, and I don't want my daughter to be like Becky, because she's not.
Number one, why aren't more black men interested in marriage and becoming husbands? And why are there so many unmarried single black women raising multiple children? And where are the fathers who father these black children? Also, is slavery or white supremacy the cause of black mothers being single parents and the cause of black absentee fathers? What can reverse and change this course of destruction?
Black men should be mad. You having 350,000 abortions from black women in America every year. You ain't mad? 7,000 black men dead every year in America. You ain't mad? A million black men in prison. You ain't mad? You should be furious as black men and black women to know why the hell we destroyed like this. And the reason we destroyed is because we don't want to face that we got to put our emotions aside and we got to have rules. Just like you go to work. When you go to work, you first come in human resources, they got all the rules listed up on the wall. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't touch a woman on her behind, you can't speak to her this way, a woman can't do this, you can't curse somebody out. Well, guess what? Imagine if we put them rules in black houses. Imagine if you went home and you had rules in your house that you, your wife, and your kids couldn't break. Where you gonna get them rules from? They in the book. All we got to do is teach these brothers to do it like I do every day. Pull them out the gutter, show them the rules, and they gonna master the rules. And they gonna come out the gutter, and they gonna fix their mind, and they gonna put their emotions and the child abuse and they not having a father. What the sister brought out is true. That's not an excuse. And the white man having oppressed us ain't an excuse either.
That's right.
You understand? But the problem is, while those are not excuses, guess what? We also don't have an excuse to not do what the Lord said to do.
To answer all three questions, if slavery or white supremacy is the cause of black mothers being single parents and the cause of black absentee fathers, I would say during slavery, during the era of lynching, during the times when our black men or our men were being murdered, yeah, because they were taken away from their family. Yes, the woman had to raise the kids, so yeah, that's obvious. Yes. Now, no. So you have to look at that as a whole. Do I believe that sometimes it has to do with having an oppressed mind or people wanting to use an excuse, not being disciplined, not wanting to be responsible? Yep, I do. I was raised in a home, single parent home. It was myself, my older sister, and my older brother. My brother's married now, has children, working, taking care of his wife, taking care of his kids. My mother, she was married. However, my stepfather was not there. Did my brother follow along in that same path? No, he did not. You have to make your own decision. You have to be responsible. Take up responsibility for yourself. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to do? Stop using an excuse.
Since Christianity is based on the love of Jesus Christ, why is there so much divorce in the Christian church?
Because that families has already been messed up from day one. You know what I mean? Because the simple fact is, you would get a lot back in the day. You have kids getting married at the age of 14, 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? The structure and their husbands was actually in their 30s and 40s at the time. So it started off messed up when we got over there. So the cycle, it didn't just evolve, it got worse. So, you know what I mean? Once you get, you know what I mean, I never been married, so I can't really go into how marriage is, and I haven't really had a married structured family around me at all. So I can't really say. You know what I mean? But from what I see, you know what I mean, growing up in about living with my grandmother, you know what I mean, she had 13 kids of her own. And she had 36 grandkids living in the house with her, putting them all through school. So, this is, you know what I mean, our families have been messed up from years, from back then.
A lot of the divorce that's going on within the church has a lot to do with not feeding relationship. You gotta feed yourself, man. You know, if we don't eat, you're gonna starve. It's simple. To me, this is a simple conversation. It's simple. You don't eat, you're gonna starve, man. You keep driving your car, you run out of gas, you're gonna shut off. You know what I mean? So it's a good question. You know, the love of Christ is real. It works for some people, some people it's not. Christ's desire is that whosoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. You know? If you want salvation, fine. If you don't, then hey, you just don't want it. But for those that do accept Christ, I see the majority of them that do accept it and receive it and exercise it become better people morally. You know, in their environment, and they impact their communities, and they affect those people that, you know, that really want to get to the next level in their lives. You know what I mean? But some people don't, and hey, then you won't have it.
We got strong men in our churches. But that's an anomaly in a lot of churches, which is why a lot of our brothers will run to other religions because they'll say, well, there's strong men in that. Let me go back to the black women real quick. I don't believe that the black woman is rebellious. I don't believe that the black woman is the problem. I just believe that, yeah, a lot of our black sisters, they don't understand what it is to be cherished. Proverbs 31 says, it talks about the woman being cherished. It talks about when you find a woman, you found a good thing. All right? The problem is our sisters don't know that they are diamond. They don't know they're a precious jewel. They don't know they should be protected and respected. Okay? That's the problem. But once they get that change of mind, oh, they're a new creature. Old things are passed away. All right. But here's the last thing, and I want to go back to something that Elder knocked it out the ballpark. He said, I'm a byproduct of a good upbringing because I had a good mother and a good father.
Absolutely.
Look at the woman like this. The woman is the fertile land. And here's the man that implants the seed into the woman. If the woman's land is contaminated, or she could have good land, but she's with a contaminated brother. Now, what do I mean by that? They come together in a sexual union. That's a soul tie. So guess what? Jacked up brother, all the jacked up negative stuff that's in that brother gets into that woman, because that woman is a receiver. That woman jacked up, guess what? You got fluids transmitting back and forth. So they're getting a piece of each other. It's more than just a sex act, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Even though our subculture has reduced it to that. So now you got all of this negative, destructive mindset and behavior being transmitted to the both of them. And guess what? That DNA gets implanted in that child. And then guess what? Those children grow up and continue that same perpetual behavior. Constant soul ties.
What
No
changes it?
commitment. Now we have a damaged community.
What changes it, Brother Chief? Now you brought that out, you made that comment, but what changes it? That brother that's jacked up, don't he have a right to change? Can
Yes,
he
he
change
does.
his life?
Yes, he
Can
can.
get himself together?
Yes, he can.
Can he be held down all the time?
Can you?
Meaning for what he did in the past.
No.
You understand that?
No. In fact,
He can get up
yes.
in there, he can change.
That's
You
correct.
understand?
Yes, he can.
And if he do father one with his child, I mean
Yes.
with his woman, that child can change also, not be what he been.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why Jesus is important. See, understand. All right. Listen, Jesus is the Savior of the world. He is God. And let me just be very clear with that. Okay? And I know time is slipping. I wish we had more time to get into this thing. But Jesus does set the standard of relationship because he is married to the church. So if we look at that as the model, and if we duplicate that model, we will be successful if we're in relationship with Jesus.